The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Gangs, guns, and drugs, all problems ripping through Toronto's Somali community. The violence has spilled into public places, and most of those murders remain unsolved.
Well, tonight we continue our investigative series, Ceasefire, Reclaiming Our Communities, with a CBC News exclusive. John Lancaster looks at the underworld of these Somali gangs.
It's a video you weren't supposed to see. It was seized during a Toronto police guns and gang investigation and obtained by CBC Toronto through a court order on the condition we not show you their faces. Police say the men are part of ongoing investigations.
Kill or be killed.
And this self-professed gang leader has been linked to 3 homicides in Toronto, but never charged. It's a rare glimpse into the Somali underworld and a growing problem. In Toronto, 6 Somali Canadians have been murdered since June.
We're asking members of the community to please come forward.
Arrests in these cases are rare. Because of that, tension between police, the Somali community, even some victims' families, is being tested.
It's emotionally draining. It drags on, and it's absolutely frustrating. It's something that you'd wish you'd had closure for, and you can move on.
People got shot. People got shot. They're coming.
The violence is spilled into public places, victimizing bystanders. In June, Ahmed Hassan was shot dead at the Eaton Centre, along with another man. 5 innocent bystanders were wounded. A month later, Hassan's cousin, Abdullah Elmi, was shot to death in the West End. Just before that, Hussein was found shot to death in a North End high-rise. In September, another Somali Canadian was shot to death in Malvern. And most recently, 2 more Somali Canadians were executed in a Jamestown housing complex. An arrest has been made in just one of these cases. Killers are walking the streets.
It's not a matter of the community not assisting the police. It's more of the community and the police not developing an understanding or a cohesion or any form of trust to have a very constructive conversation as to how to deal with these circumstances.
I made you. How you want to that made you? I'm your father. I'm the godfather.
As for this gang leader linked to those homicides in Toronto, well, he's still walking our streets too, a free man.
Jeff Semple has the latest.
Aaron Ahmed and his children woke up to an all too familiar sound.
Around 1 o'clock, I just heard the shot, that's it.
And how many shots?
About 8, 10.
Ahmed says he finally emerged a few hours later to see the bodies lying face down on the wet pavement. 2 young men shot in the head, execution style. Police are investigating whether the shooting is connected to the Jamestown Crips, the notorious street gang featured in this rap video from a few years ago. The Jamestown Crips are responsible for a number of high-profile shootings in the area, including one in 2008 when a gang member shot 22 bullets into a housing project. Ahmed says, gang or not, he's had enough.
Well, I'm gonna move in the end of this month.
What is sort of the challenges of raising your kids in this greater community?
It's difficult.
Is it?
You have to be friends with your kids and know what they do. Like as a parent, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't do drugs.
So you want to be a role model to your own children?
Of course, my country, that's the culture. If somebody is smoking or drinking, even my religion doesn't allow us to do that. But our kids are doing it. And that's why they're going crazy. They're going crazy, like when they start things like that, and we don't welcome them at home. So like he has to choose the parent or his bad habit. And usually they choose over the bad habit. And the other bad thing is like when the kid becomes a criminal, he can't get a job. His only job is to go and sell drugs. That's what we are figuring out as a community.
It is true that we need a village to raise a child.
And in the Somali community, that was always true. That's how we used to function as a community. And the parents, we know that the Somali parents are under huge difficulty. Some of the problems is that many of them are new. Some of the households are actually headed by single parents, especially women. The men generally are still somehow hooked to the politics in Somalia, and they are still thinking that maybe one day they will go back and there will be some people who are important in Somalia. So they seem to be doing a lot of that and not completely integrating into the general society. It's the women and the children who is doing this mostly. So to help those families and to spend a little bit more time with their children, we are succeeding, definitely we are succeeding, both in business and in profession. But that success should not mean that we leave quite a large portion of our community.
kulantii waxaana wanaagsan daawadayaasha qiimiga qadarinta mudan oo idinhaantii meel ka soo joogtaanba waa mar kale iyo barnaamijkaad uga barateen inuu idinka soo baaha bartamaha Toronto. Ilaahay u naxariistay laba marxuum oo ka tirsan daayirta Soomaalida ayaa lagu aasay xabaalo ku yaala duleedka magaalada Toronto. labada dhalinyarada oo da'doodu 17 jir ay ahayd ayaa waxay noqotay argagax naxadin iyo fajac ummadda Soomaalida ku habsatay noqotay arintaas oo meel walba dadka Soomaalidu ay isaga soo tacsiyeeyeen isla markaasna ay ahayd waxa ay ka hadlayaan dilalka ayaa bariyahan dambe laga raystay ama laga nastay hase yeeshee sanadka 2016 ayaa durbadiiba waxa aad arkaysaa bilaha ugu horeeya ama labada bilood ugu horeeya in arintaas ay dib u soo laba kaclaysay marxuumka hore oo la aasay sabtidii inaga tagtay ayaa magaciisu waxa uu ahaa Saacid Maxamed Saciid Qayliye waxaanu ahaa nin dhalinyaro ah oo ka tirsan daayirta soo koraysa Soomaalida aadna loogu hanweynaa marxuumka ayaa lagu aasay xabaalaha ku yaala duleedka magaalada Toronto iyadoo ay ka soo qayb qaateen dad aad u fara badan oo Soomaali ah bal dadkii halkan kula kulanay oo arkaysa in shucuurtooda ay ka muuqatay tiiraanyo iyo naxdin ayaa waxay dhamaantood cabireen shucuurtooda iyo fikradooda ku wajahan arinta iyada gaar ahaan ubadka Soomaalida oo macna darada u dhimanaya haddaba dadkii halkan kula kulanay waxa kamid ahaa Maxamed Saciid Qayliye oo isagu waa aabaha wiilka dhintay waa Saacid Ilaahay u naxariisto iyo dad kale mas'uuliyiin ah oo iyagu ka tirsan beesha Soomaalida isla docda kale maalnimadii Arbacada isla toddobaadkan waxa lagu aasay isla xabaalahaas marxuum Sharmaake Maxamed Faarax Qambi oo isna 17 jir ahaa waa wax aad looga naxo runtii iyadoo dhalinyarada Soomaalidu ay ahaayeen kuwii la rajeynayay inay noqdaan jilka soo socda ee badbaadiyo ummadda Soomaalida guud ahaan gaar ahaan Soomaalida ku nool waddanka Canada iyo qurbaha si kastaba arrintu haatee dad aad u badan baa isugu soo baxay isagana iyadoo dhammaan la arkaysa beesha Soomaalida inaan loo kala harin labada marxuumba sidii aaskooda tacsida guryaha oo aad loo iimaanayo loo booqanayay waxaa si gaar ah halkan anoo ka faa'iideysanaya aan tacsi ugu direynaa waalidiinta labada marxuum waa Maxamed Saciid Qayliye iyo Ayaan Cabdow oo dhalay Saacid waan leenahay eebba samir idinka siiyo iyo iimaan cibad khayr qaban idinku bedelo isla docda kale tacsida mid waxaan hawada u marinaynaa Maxamed Faarax Qambi oo aabaha Sharmaake iyo Safiya Mashruuc oo ah hooyada Sharmaake Maxamed Faarax samir iyo iimaan baan idinkan idin leenahay eebba idinka siiyo cibad khayr qaban idinku bedelo guud ahaan ummadda Soomaalida ama beesha Soomaalida ehelada qaraabada iyo dhammaan dadka labada marxuumna waxaan u leenahay ama leenahay eebbe samir iyo iimaan inaga wada siiyo iyagana eebba u naxariisto
أمتي قد لاح فجر فارقب النصر المبين دولة الإسلام قامت بدماء الصادقين أمتي قد لاح فجر فارقب النصر المبين دولة الإسلام قامت بدماء الصادقين.
Hello.
Hi. So
where are you right now, friend?
We're in New York, and you're in Mosul.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been in Mosul?
About a month.
A month.
I was in Anbar before. I was in Anbar.
How did you get? How do you guys get recruited to go to fight in Syria and Iraq?
No one recruited me. Actually, no one spoke a single word to me.
No.
All I did, I opened the newspaper. I read the Quran. Very easy.
And you went.
And someone actually came to me 5 or 6 days before I left.
In Canada.
Yeah, in Canada. And this is the truth. All of their intelligence workers are imbeciles. The FBI.
So the Canadian police. CSIS. So CSIS interviewed you about going to Syria, being a terrorist. You said, no, I'm not.
I can't believe how someone that has extremist terrorist ideologies was sitting in front of you and you didn't capture them. The next time they saw me ripping up my passport.
This is a message to Canada and all the American Tawagheet. We are coming and we will destroy you, bidnillahi ta'ala. I made hijrah to this land for one reason alone. I left comfort for one reason alone. For Allah Azza wa Jal. And inshallah, after Sham, after Iraq, after Jazeera, we are going for you, Barack Obama. Takbir! لقد جئناكم بالذبح.
I'm speaking with Vice. This is
a double stabbing at a Canadian military center is being investigated as a possible terror attack. Witnesses say the suspect shouted Allah while attacking two uniformed Canadian Force members in Toronto. The suspect was arrested and is now undergoing a mental evaluation.
We had not observed any unusual activities leading up to this, no.
One last question. Sure. Does this change how you behave over the next week?
No, it will not. It was business.
A terrorist attack, and the lecture remains the same. Monday, a man walked into a Canadian Armed Forces recruiting center in the middle of Toronto and stabbed two members of the military. He was subdued by people on the scene, and now we know who he is and the charges he's facing. The man's name is Ayani Hassan Ali. He's 27. He's from Toronto, originally born and raised in Montreal. He now faces 2 counts of assault with a weapon, attempted murder, using a dangerous weapon, and aggravated assault. Now, Toronto Police Chief Mark Saunders, kudos to him. He was quick to say there was a possible terrorist link within hours of this happening, and then on Tuesday we found out why.
While at the scene, the accused stated that Allah told me to do this. Allah told me to come here and kill people.
Now, Saunders is careful to point out that as the Toronto Police Service, he is heading a municipal service and only looking after the charges we've laid out: the attempted murder, the aggravated assault. Anything else that relates to terrorism is going to be handled by the RCMP. And the chief is quick to point out that it's in the early stages of that investigation. At this point, they can't point to any organizations or groups he was known to work with. They don't know if, how, when he was radicalized, what's going on. They say they're building that case. But that didn't stop the police chief, who I give kudos for acknowledging the terror link. I give him kudos for telling the public that, yes, this man did go in and say, Allah told me to kill people here, but he couldn't help himself with the Islamophobia lecture. Listen to this question, which is really about, do you know if the man was taking drugs? Will he be tested for drugs? And Saunders turned it into a chance to lecture on Islamophobia.
The honourable member for York South-Weston.
Mr. Speaker, the 6th meeting of the Somalia High-Level Partnership Forum was recently held in Istanbul, Turkey. The meeting was attended by 46 countries, including Canada. With the end of the terms of the federal government and parliament, 2016 is a decisive year for Somalia. Can the Minister of Foreign Affairs update this House on this important meeting and on Canada's contribution to the international community's effort to support a more democratic, secure, and prosperous future for the people of Somalia? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, I am honored to answer the first question ever asked in this House on Somalia by a Member of Parliament of Somalian origin. Mr. Speaker, this year will be crucial for Somalia. It will have a constitutional review, the implementation of a federal structure, and national elections. This would be a challenging agenda for any country, including Canada. Canada will be there with Somalia this year and for the long term.
bismillahi raxmaani raxiim magacayga waxaa la yiraahdaa qadra yaasiin xuseen waxaa dhacday maanta arrin aad iyo aad u muhiim ah waa markii ugu horeysay oo Soomaali soo baxdo oo codkooda la maqlo sababta waxa waaye wadan waxaan ka imaanay Soomaaliya dhibaatooyin badan baan ka soo dhaqaaqnay halkaan aan isku imaanay wali waxa bis baan soo raadsanay marka waxa waaye digsan baan iskugu imaanay markii guryihii la jijibiyay Soomaalinimo ayaan iskugu imaanay qof kasta oo Soomaali jecel oo niyada Soomaali ku haay inay horumar gaarto uu soo baxay ilmaha maanta la xiray waa ilmo Soomaaliyeed kuwii hore u xirnaana waa Soomaali kuwa la xiri doorana waa Soomaali haddaan gacmaha isqabsanin oo Soomaalinimo u soo wada bixin oo is caawinin wax hagaagaya ma jirto waxaan baranay qofkii istaag inaan dhahno waa tuug lacag buu nagu qaadanayaa hadda heer waxaan gaaray xataa dadkii noo hadlaa inaan dhahno waa tuug lacag buu nagu qaadanayaa walaal wax lacag isku qaadanaya meeshaan ma jiro marka waxaan naga baryayaa Soomaali meel kasta oo ay joogto walaalayaalo qalad qofku ma support gareynayno ma qofkii qalad galano in la caawino u baahan yahay ma dhahayno qofkaan muxuu qalad u galay qalad waa la geli karaa bini aadan baana ilaahay naar iyo jannu samaystay laakiin waxa waaye hadii la xiro qof ila tiraahdo qofkaan waa tuug maxaa loo xiro hooyadiisa xun ma ahan waxa dhici karto inuu dhibaato wiilkaas haysto inuu waalid haysan aan caawino qofkiina caawin lahaana aan u istaagno laakiin haddaan markaas leenahay maxuu qofkaan loo caawinayaa qofkii istaagana lacaanayo weligan horumar ma gaarayno walaalayaalo wadankeeni waa ka soo tagnay halkaan baan ku noolnahay we are Canadian ilmaheena waxa waa Canadian wadanka aan ku noolnahay haddii hagaajinno wadanka la hagaajin karmeeno marka wadankan culayska aan saarno meelaha aan ku noolnahay ilmaheena aan hagaajino maqlaan bal dadka Soomaaliyeed waxay dhahayaan waxaan haysanaa ilmo wanaagsan oo jaamacada ka soo qalin jabiyay oo maanta wadanka shaqo ka haysto waxaan haysanaa ilmo wanaagsan oo maanta shaqo haysanin ma wada xumin ma gartay buluuska hadii yimaadaan guryahan respectigi iyo diintii iyo dhaqankii Soomaalida inay fiiriyaan waa inay soo kaxaystaan turjubaan qof u turjubaan dadka la hadlayaan waa inay soo kaxaystaan dad afkii yaqaan oo dadka la hadlaan marka waxa waaye waxaan caanayna ma jirto shaqadii qabteen buluuska ma caanayno qof aan caanayna ma jirto laakiin waalidkan oonayo oo dhibaataysan hal la caawino yaa caawini karo dhammaanteen dawladda shacabka qof kasta caawini karo qofkii qaldana aan iska qabano qofkii saxsan aan support gareysano
nabiga sallallahu alayhi wasallam wuxuu leeyahay bashiril mashaa'iina fi dhulum yawm alqiyaama kuwa mugdiga ku soconayo kuwaas ugu bishaaray iftiin taama ikhwaani meesha aan u socno waa halkaas qaarkeen markii halkeen imaadaan lacag ku tirsanayaan qaarkeen markii halkaan imaadaan sigaar ku cabayaan qaarkeen markii halkaan imaadaan xani ku sameynay ikhwaani kafa bil mawt wa'ida halkaasaan u soconaa ikhwaani jazaakum allahu khayran aan soo u diyaar garowno ciyaalkeena aan masaajidda keeno culimada yaa eedaynin yaa annaga is eedaynin qof kasta naftiisa ha eedeeyo gurigaaga adiga mas'uulka ah reerkaaga u dulqaado ciyaalkaaga tusaale u noqo jazaakum allahu khayran
aqliga ma surto maani ilaahay keenina imaano aan cunug dugna aan baxnaa aqliga inta keenteen aqliga inta keenteen qofaan aqli lahayn ma jiro idinka waa guuna hogaamin lahaa idinkaa nii dhimanay idinkaa barafkaa nii imaanay idinkii adira xabad isu wato waryaa xishooda waxaa jooga 100 jireesha soo baxay yuhuudaa joogto talyaaniyaa joogo shiinaasaa joogo waxaas dhibkaa ma qabaan maxaa dhaca annaga waay annaga doqomo maa nahay we are damn guys get up idinka waa kuwa iskale idinkaa iskale kala diyaanatiin ogolaada horta yaa inta ku dhushaad kala diyaanatiin idinka wax qabsada waa aragtay ambiyan tagna maanta waa soo taaganahay mi annaga xabada soo wadanaa koo kabtaada gaarnaa la hadlaysaa koo aad dhegaysanaysaa aabahay habtaan oo xaladay bax axmoogo I don't know. War aab way xishooda wadaadada waxay nii sheegay ark ninka wuxuu nii sheegay dhagaysta si wuxuu nii u sheegay arka fiir hartii tuu jaago oo ilaahay wuxuu nii dhiibay arrin culus oo nii dhiibay
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a need, bro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Get it crack to the kids, who the hell cares? One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Hughes said. 2 shots in the dark, now Hughes is dead. I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take my brother if he's close to me? I let it go back to when we played as kids, but things change. That's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Yeah. Things will never be the same. They're never gonna be the same.
biggest racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races. We under, I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. Let's erase the waste. Take the evil out the people, they'll be acting right. Cause both black and white and smoke a crack tonight. And the only time we chill is when we kill each other. It takes skills to be real time to heal each other. And although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to see a black president. It ain't a secret or conceal the fact that penitentiary's packed and it's filled with blacks. But some things will never change. Try to show another way, but it's staying in the dope game. Now tell me what's a mother to do. Being real don't appeal to the brother in you. You gotta operate the easy way, but you made it in a sleazy way. Selling crack to the kids. Well, hey, well that's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Just the way, it's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
Hear me.
Oh my. That's just the way it is. The way it is. Things will never be the same. Never be the same. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
We gotta make a change. It's time for us as a people to start making some changes. Let's change the way we eat. Let's change the way we live. And let's change the way we treat each other. You see, the old way wasn't working, so it's on us to do what we gotta do to survive. And still I see no changes. Can a brother get a little peace? It's war on the streets and the war in the Middle East. Instead of war on poverty, they got a war on drugs so the police can bother me. And I ain't never did a crime I ain't have to do. But now I'm back with the facts, giving it back to you. Don't let them jack you up, back you up, crack you up, and pimp smack you up. You gotta learn to hold your own. They get jealous when they see you with your mobile phone. But tell the cops can't touch this. I don't trust this. When they try to rush, I bust this. That's the sound number 2. You say it ain't cool. My mama didn't raise no fool. And as long as I stay black, I got a stage strap. And I never get to lay back. Cause I always got to worry about the payback. Some buck that I roughed up way back. Coming back after all these years. Right, tat. That's the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Yeah. Things will never be the same. See, we gotta make a change. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. You're my brother, you're my sister. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.